Welcome to the channel. This is gonna be my first video on this channel, and honestly, I'm glad they did this on First Take today because it is the perfect thing. It is the perfect first topic, first video to talk about on my channel. Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow as number 2, QB2 in the NFL. We know who's QB1. Yeah, we're not gonna say his name. Shout out Jamar. We're not gonna say his name. We know who's QB1. Who is behind him? Who is QB2? And I saw a bit of this, and I said I have to talk about it. I have to react to it because what Damien Woody said and what I think Stephen A was about to say, I didn't listen to him completely, but I know he was leaning towards Lamar. And if he is siding with Damien Woody on what he said, which was blasphemous, I'm about to go in. I am a Cincinnati Bengals fan. I'm a Joe Burrow guy, obviously. He is the second best quarterback in the NFL, so in my opinion. So I cannot wait to dive in. But before we do, like, comment, share, subscribe. We're going to react to this and hear what these all have to say. So, yeah, let's get into it.
Ratings Reveal Week here on ESPN, and today we're breaking down the top 2 highest rated quarterbacks in the video game Madden NFL 25. Coming in as the second highest rated quarterback is Lamar Jackson with a 98 overall rating. And the top quarterback in this year's game is Patrick Mahomes, rated 99 overall. As you can see, Kimberly A. Martin, Damien Woody back here with us in Chicago. And Damien, I'll start with you. Is Lamar the second best quarterback in the NFL behind Patrick Mahomes?
He is. He is, absolutely. I mean, listen, Lamar Jackson was operating in a new system, Todd Monken, first year. And you know all Lamar Jackson did was had his best passing season in his whole career, leading to a second MVP. I know people want to get tied up into what happened in the AFC Championship game against the Kansas City Chiefs. Listen, that's what happens when you go against a GOAT, a living GOAT right now.
I will say Joe Burrow beat him, the living GOAT, 3 times. 3-1 against Patrick Mahomes, 1 being in the AFC Championship game, taken to the Super Bowl in Arrowhead. Lamar Jackson was at home in Baltimore, number 1 seed, but
in Patrick Mahomes. And oh, by the way, if that offensive coordinator had ran the ball more, we might be talking about a different outcome in that football game.
And this narrative, and yes, the fact of the matter is they should have ran the ball more. But Lamar Jackson, some people talk as if he had nothing to do with that. He should take a lot of the blame. Not only did the team go away from what they were best at, Lamar did. I don't know if I was trying to prove people wrong to show that at the highest level, in the biggest moments, in the biggest games, he wants to show that he's a pocket passer. But he had plenty of opportunities to use his legs and be Lamar Jackson, and he wasn't in the AFC Championship game. Point blank, he choked. He was at home. He was the number 1 seed. He had the better team. They should have beat Kansas City. The defense did their thing, and Zay Flowers does fumble at the goal line, but let's not forget that disgusting, horrible pick Lamar Jackson threw. Who knows why on earth he threw that? But the fact that Damien Woody wants to put it all on the offensive coordinator and the fact that they didn't want the ball more, it's not like Lamar Jackson was Lamar Jackson, because he wasn't using his legs to the best of his ability. He wasn't Lamar Jackson in the biggest moment himself. So for me, they should both take it. They should both take it. Show accountability. Lamar Jackson is to blame as well. He is the quarterback.
Okay, but what Lamar Jackson has done since he's been in the National Football League has been one of the most dynamic quarterbacks, both passing and running the football. Forget all this, the people out there talking about, oh, he's just a running quarterback. Have people not watched Lamar Jackson in the pocket? Have people not watched Lamar Jackson do the things that he's doing through the air since he's been in the National Football League? So forget me with all of that stuff about being a running quarterback. This man is one of the best dudes.
I find it funny how, and I'm not disrespecting his passing ability, but I find it funny how all the highlights they play is him running with the ball.
Threat quarterbacks, one of the best quarterbacks that we have in the National Football League. All he needs to do now is go out here and win a chip, because he's won of any quarterback in NFL history that's won 2 or more MVPs, he's the last one standing. He just needs to fulfill that, and we talking about Lamar Jackson in a whole different category.
Listen, no one loves Lamar Jackson more than me because I sat there and watched him when he was getting right at the combine, when people were asking him, can you even play this position? Do you think you should switch positions? And I remember thinking, this kid is going to shock a lot of people, all these doubters. But the question about, is he the second best quarterback in the NFL? I would say no. And I love Lamar Jackson, but what is his record in the playoffs? You talking about like, oh, people want to bring up the AFC Championship. Yeah. Because of how he played, how the Ravens played against a Chiefs team that throughout most of that game did not look like a good team at that point. The Ravens could have beaten them, and they forgot who they were. They forgot.
Is that Lamar Jackson's fault?
Yes.
Yes. So the coach.
Yes, and I say that
the
as
coach
a Lamar.
not running the quarterback.
No. Because
okay.
you can listen. You can love the talent that Lamar Jackson has. You can see that he has 2 MVPs, and you can say, "Bro, you are talented enough." Last year, they should have won the Super Bowl.
So who's your guy?
Burrow. You know why? You know why? Joe Burrow. Joe.
I applaud you, Kimberly, because you know ball. Shall I say? That's all I'm going to say. And as for the playoffs, it isn't the fact that his record is atrocious in the playoffs. That is Lamar Jackson. He is significantly worse for what he is in the regular season. He is Dak Prescott-esque. The numbers are similar. Everything is down. And people want to and some people want to talk about how Burrow's defense steps up in the playoffs and this, that, and the fourth. Lamar Jackson's defense averages better points allowed. I think they allow like 17, and I think the Bengals allow like 19 or something like that, around that area. And Lamar Jackson, I think his completion percentage is 57% in the playoffs. He throws I think around 200, the low 200s pass yards per game. Everything is lower in the playoffs. Every statistical metric for Lamar Jackson is lower in the playoffs. He shrinks. He is not the Lamar in the regular season. He's just not. He's not the same Lamar in the playoffs as he's in the regular season. He's just not.
Burrow. Because in his last 2, listen, since he came in the league, he's been hurt a couple of years. But has he gotten to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, he's gotten there.
Okay. So when we measure athletes, when we talk about expectations, we talk about standards, you were getting on me earlier. We're talking about the standard is a standard, right? He's gotten to a Super Bowl.
Hey,
and he lost by 3 points. Hold on. And he lost by 3 points. In the playoff games that he's lost by 3 points.
Okay.
And we never question, when Joe Burrow is healthy, he is lethal.
See how you qualify everything? When Joe Burrow's healthy. Have we not sat here and said the best ability is availability? That man can't stay on the field.
Let me chime in.
Go ahead, Stephen. Go ahead.
Let me chime in. I'm a side with Damian here, Kimberly, but I don't think you're far off. I understand when you look at Joe Burrow, he got to a Super Bowl. When you look at his performance in the AFC Championship game, you don't look at the Cincinnati Bengals and you're able to look at him and say he didn't get the.
So this is not what Stephen A. said so far. We'll see if he uses that last bit of what Damien Woody was trying to say. If you are going to try and say and diminish Burrow on availability, then there's a problem there. There just is. There just is. Burrow, just like Lamar Jackson, has had injury issues. I am not here to act like I am not worried and I hope Burrow stays healthy this year. But it's not like Lamar Jackson is the healthiest quarterback alive. He's not Mahomes. He's not these guys that play every single game. He has had injury issues in the past. It is ridiculous. It is pure stupidity, and the recency bias is absolutely insane. How can you be a prisoner of the moment in this fashion? Like, people were not talking about Lamar's injury problems last offseason because he got injured the year before when the Bengals went to the AFC Championship game and lost. But then what happened the year before that? 2021, when the Bengals went to the Super Bowl. What happened to Lamar Jackson? He didn't finish the season because he was hurt. I believe he played 12 games 2021. He played 12 games 2022. What are we talking about? How can you use health? If you're gonna use anything, it better not be health. You cannot diminish Burrow and say, oh, the best ability is availability. Like Lamar Jackson didn't have that same problem going into last year. Like there weren't doubts about him staying healthy. It makes no sense. This time last year, after Burrow into another AFC Championship game, you couldn't find many people having Lamar over Burrow, and people had the same doubts about Lamar's health. Make it make sense.
Job done. So I get what you're saying. Here's the issue, though. When you look at Lamar Jackson, not only is he a two-time league MVP, he's also had the best record in football 2 seasons. And so he shows up. We understand that, at least during the regular season. We have to take into account him being bereft of the kind of talent that Joe Burrow has had available to him. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are no joke. Lamar Jackson ain't had that available to him. He hasn't had that at his disposal. And he's the only league MVP since 1986 with Brett Favre that has done what he has done without a 1,000-yard receiver and without a 1,000-yard rusher. And so when we look at it from that perspective, we have to understand that Lamar Jackson is a mercurial talent who is box office, who is a difference maker because of his dual capability. And if you really look at it, he's 1-4 against Patrick Mahomes, if I remember correctly, okay? So Patrick Mahomes has got his number. But anybody else he's going against, he's giving them a run for his money, or he's flat out taking.
But who's the guy? Who are we trying to beat? Who is the standard? Who do you most likely have to go through in that AFC Championship game? It's Patrick Mahomes. And who has beaten Patrick Mahomes consistently? It's Joe Shiesty, Joe Burrow. That man is Cincinnati Joe Cool. And this thing about Burrow having help, and I don't want to hear that. I just don't. That's all well and good. Fine. If you wanna say Burrow's had help, but let's not forget the atrocious O-line that almost got him killed in the Tennessee Titans game a couple of years ago in the playoffs on that Super Bowl run where he got sacked 9 times and still won the game and still took us all the way to the Super Bowl and literally won us the game. But guess what? Offensive line couldn't protect him at the end when he had Jamar for the touchdown. Shocker. But and again last year, and here's the thing. Stephen A just talked about how Lamar has had the best record in 2 years. He's had the best record and all this. So you mean to tell me in the regular season, the lack of weapons seems to not be an issue because he can clearly win games. We know he can win games. He's got a great record in the regular season. He's got great win percentage. But in the postseason, he can't seem to get it done. So what happened? So everybody just forgot how to play in the postseason. So now it's a problem that he doesn't have enough help. This, that, and the third. What are we talking about?
Taking them out. And so when we look at that and we look at the lack of personnel that the Baltimore Ravens have given him and how he has succeeded anyway, and then you put on top of that the fact that he got his bag.
And we make it seem like Joe doesn't elevate the players around him. Make it seem like he needs Jamar and T, and he needs this plethora, these plethora of great receivers and great help. First of all, since the 2 years he's been healthy, when he took us to the AFC Championship game in the Super Bowl, the first go round, Joe Mixon and the run game was very good. The second one, that 2022 year, I think we were 29th, I believe, in rushing. And that same year, by the way, Jamar got hurt against the Saints. He played the Falcons and then went off at halftime. And he went against the Steelers at the Steelers and absolutely killed the Steelers, threw for over 300 yards. He had 4 touchdowns. and his number one receiver was T. Higgins, and T. Higgins is great. He is a number one, but to act like he needs Jamar Chase and T. Higgins all this help, Burrow can easily elevate the players around him because he's that good, because he's Joe Burrow. And I cannot wait for this year. I cannot wait for this year. What's going to be people's excuse? He's going to have Jamar, he's going to have T, sure. But other than that, it's a lot of unknowns. We've got Jermaine Burton, who's a rookie. We've got 2-year players in Charlie Jones and Yoshivas. So if these guys elevate, wow, all of a sudden it's just, they're all great receivers. Come on, man.
And then went out there and produced after he got his bag. Okay? All of those things come into play that makes you say Lamar Jackson is just a special kind of dude,
1000%.
and we can't summarily dismiss that.
1000%. Nobody is saying that. But I'm trying to bring perspective, and I want to keep things even. How we evaluate quarterbacks, it always shifts. So Lamar Jackson, when I say he's not the second best quarterback, that's not to say I don't think he's going to be great. I don't think he's a great talent. But when you look at him to be a 2-time MVP, he has raised the expectations for himself. And we talk about the Cowboys. Why do you always get on the Cowboys? Because in the regular season they're great, and then what happens?
Yeah.
They don't show up. When you look at the Dolphins, when you look at the Dolphins, they're great in sunny South Florida.
Those comparisons don't work.
No, it does because
we saw panic from the Cowboys. We literally saw them shaking. You understand what I'm saying? They were panicked. I mean, the moment was too big for them.
Stephen A., we have 30 seconds, top of the hour.
And the moment was too big for Lamar Jackson. He forgot who he was. The moment was so big. The lights were so bright. In Baltimore, he's at home. His defense is electric. I believe the defense kept them 17. Bro, he forgot who he was. He did not play like Lamar Jackson. I don't know if he was trying to prove people wrong or what it was. He was not Lamar. He had the best team. He had the number one seed. He was at home. He had the better team in that AFC Championship game. And he goes out there, fumbles, and then throws a shitty pick into triple coverage. Fucking hell.
Game on the line, and the team's behind. Who are you trusting, Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow?
I'm going to go
Joe Burrow, because he can throw the football better. All right, let's go to break.
So what are we talking about? So what are we... bro. That right there is the point. In crunch time, game on the line, fourth quarter drive, who do you want? Clutch time, who do you want? Fate of the universe, whatever, Dead Beam, fucking the Max Kellerman, the Audrey Ugdala, Lamar Jackson or Joe Shiesty. You're picking Joe Cool. I'm done. I'm done. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You guys let me know who. And another thing, people just forgot Josh Allen existed. Now he's not number 2 for me, but he sure as hell is above Lamar Jackson. I mean. So yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see you in the